reasons to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying, keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are around the world. I am Nick, otherwise known as the Saint of Selhurst, and I'm joined today for episode 4 by my wonderful co-host, the Brock Lesnar to my Paul Heyman, Eagle-Eyed Nate. Nathan, how are you? You liked that one, didn't you? You liked that one.
I won't lie. Yeah, bang, still. It was pretty good. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just looking forward to getting through talking more about the Premier League, because there are some talking points in the Prem, both at the top, at the bottom, and somewhere in the middle. But we'll get into that.
Yes, indeed, we will. So, guys, this is episode 4 of the Premier League Review Show. Please, we'll say this at the beginning and throughout, like, share, and subscribe to the Eagle-Eyed Football channel. We are on the road to 2K, and we are smashing it at the moment, if I do say so myself. So, as Nate is a little bit preoccupied, we are going to get into the title of this episode, and it's aptly named that this is episode 4 because we have a new hope rising in North London as Arsenal continue this incredible form as they march into the World Cup break. A 3-2 win over Liverpool. They don't look like they can be beat. Their 130 million investment seems to have done the job this season.
Big up to the chairman first and foremost. Big up to Neil.
Hello, Neil. Good to see you. Good to see you, mate. Great to see you here in the channel.
So let's touch on it. Arsenal 3, Liverpool 2. Goal scorers are down there at the bottom.
A very, very fast start by Martinelli. Very, very fast start. And then, obviously, Liverpool come back just about over half an hour later. But then 5 minutes into the 5 minutes added on time, Bukayo Saka puts Arsenal back in front. And he's bossing it in this game. Because then he puts away a penalty but not before Roberto Firmino, the man who got a hatful against Bournemouth, fires in another equaliser for the Reds of Liverpool, and then Bukayo Saka wins the game. Nate, the question now is: are Arsenal the title contenders with Manchester City?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. They are probably the closest team to contending with Manchester City at the moment, because Chelsea are doing what Chelsea do best, flatter to deceive. They're winning games, but you wouldn't really call them title contenders. Liverpool have fallen off a cliff. There's arguments that it's Jurgen Klopp's 7-year itch. But actually touching on Liverpool for a second, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he may have lost more than just a dreadlock, because he was all over the shop in this game. I mean, It's no secret. One man alone cannot win you or lose you a game of football. It's a team effort. You'll win as a team, you'll lose as a team. But, yeah, Trent, he had a bit of a mare in this game. But you've got to be real with Arsenal and say this is probably the closest they've come since arguably the last time they were like this under Wenger. And I don't mean invincibles. I mean, in his later years, they kind of had a good run to the season, and they obviously did what Arsenal do best, got to March, and
yeah.
But having said that, Liverpool have a massive hoodoo on Arsenal, but Arsenal have clearly got that big match mentality where they need to turn up, get the job done. Doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be sexy, suave Arsenal football. It's just get the 3 points, keep it moving, and focus on the next game. And they've come through 2 big tests of character in their last 2 home games. Tottenham at home, granted, you'd argue they always beat Tottenham in the North London derby, but Derbies are never easy to predict. We've seen this. We've seen that game finish 4-4 and all this kind of thing. So that's the thing. And bear in mind, Liverpool have a solid history against Arsenal, including last season. 3 games, no goals conceded, 3 wins in all comps. So for Arsenal, it's a massive 3 points. And for Liverpool, it's a massive reality check that maybe Sadio Mane should have got the contract over Mo Salah. Because I'm pretty sure Mo Salah is still yet to actually come back.
And we do, and
since the start of the season, to be fair. But we know he's a quality player, so you know for a fact when he does get going, you won't hear the end of it. But Richard says, "Don't tell me Tariq's running late. I sent him the link. I don't know where he is." So
he did. He has said So he did say to me that he had a massive headache earlier today, so he might not be on. But if he does appear, we can have a true Arsenal fans' perspective on their situation. But staying on Liverpool for just a second.
Neil says, do you think it's strange that when Liverpool were chasing the game, they subbed Trent and Salah? I mean, let's be real. A lot of those, if Liverpool could sub their whole entire starting 11, I think they would have, because there were a lot of players on that pitch that just were beyond subpar. But sorry, Nicky, go ahead. Just going to quickly.
I do just
hop on soon. No worries, JC.
There we go.
Time, mate.
Wonderful news. It does. I want to stay on Liverpool for just a split second, and and then I'm going to circle back around to Arsenal. Liverpool's news right now is not good. You're not performing great. Your manager's probably having his 7-year curse, and you've just lost Luis Diaz for 10 weeks. That's not good. And who is the team they have next? Albeit it's at Anfield, they have Manchester City next, the undefeated defending champions, on Sunday, which is going to be a great game despite injuries and suspensions if they do crop up. Liverpool, I feel like, where are they now? They're at 10. They're 10th. They are slap bang in the middle of the table, having only won 2, drawn 4, lost 2, scored 20, conceded 12, 10 points. And in their last 6, it is 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. This is not a Liverpool who will win something. This is not a Liverpool.
What's mad is you look at it, a lot of people were saying, likes of Crystal Palace and a couple of other teams like Aston Villa, Liverpool closer to the relegation places than they are the top of the league.
Yeah. This is, granted, we are still inside the first 10 games. It's very, very hard to call a league table before maybe game week 15, maybe even just before. So game week 10 is when you really start to see the teams that are going to go for it. Right now, it's Arsenal, it's Man City, and just behind them is Spurs. But Arsenal, top of the table, 8 wins, no draws, 1 loss to Manchester United, having scored 23, conceded 10, and on 24 points, and 1 loss in 6. 1. That's a perfect record. Man City, just right behind them, in second place, 7 wins, 2 draws, no losses, still currently undefeated. 33 goals scored, and how many of those are Erling Haaland? Having only conceded 9, with a goal difference of plus 24 and on 23 points. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I'm going to say this. I would not mind if Arsenal win the title. That's a big thing to say. I would not mind. If they go for it, and if they win it, I won't mind.
Well, look, it'd be good to have another name on the trophy. I mean, I know Arsenal have won it before, but you've got to remember, I think it would be good for Arteta because the amount of hate he's got from Arsenal fans and from the media, because he's not your He's not your so-called. He's not like your brand name. He's not an Ancelotti. He's not a Mourinho. But Arteta's gone
This
about
would
it
make him.
differently. He's won an FA Cup as a manager. So, for all the hate that he's got from the media and from sections of the Arsenal support, granted, the Arsenal support are manager in 1 week, manager out the next. They're like a flip-flop, so you can't really take them too seriously. But listen, they're doing the job. Now, Neil here does say that he doesn't think they have the squad for it. I would agree, because realistically, if Gabriel Jesus gets injured, you're then relying on Eddie Nketiah. And with all due respect to Eddie Nketiah, he's not exactly going to strike fear into the hearts of many Premier League defences.
I'm going to disagree with you there. I don't think they're going to rely on Eddie Nketiah. I think they're going to really rely on Martinelli and maybe Odegaard.
Also injury prone. So
Yeah.
You see my point. If Martinelli and Jesus get injured, Odegaard, yeah, granted, good player. But you look at the striking options, they're not going to strike fear into the heart of a lot of opposition players.
No, but I think that's their strength. You look at them, and everyone still is assuming, when is the bubble going to burst? It's not happening.
True.
Every single week, they come up against strong opposition, and we think, this is it. Right, here we go. Everyone log on to AFTV. Let's have a laugh at their expense. Oops. Klopp might walk end of the season, says Rich.
I agree with Rich when he says Arsenal squad is thin, because let's be real. If they lose key players in this setup, they're done for.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Their squad is thin. Their roster is not. It's not extensive. But and if an injury does come, wow, is that going to hurt them? But it benefits Arteta's system at the moment. So I'm thinking their shrewd business with their squad is doing them well at the moment. But we will, I think, move on to our other games. So, Nate, you want to tell us what the next game is? Oh, it's this one. It's this one. Which is going to lead into our next talking point later on in the show. Bournemouth 2, Leicester City 1. This was a team that won the Premier League.
Nicky, best way to sum this game up, right, is credit to Bournemouth. Deserve the 3 points. Definitely look every bit like the better side. But Leicester City, their new name is False Dawn FC. I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to make people's ears bleed, but they're just False Dawn FC. Got an emphatic 4-0 win against Nottingham Forest and reverted back to type. You couldn't have written a more ironic script.
Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me.
Got the first goal in the 10th minute. Ryan Fredericks equalised in the 40th. And Ryan Christie, the former Celtic man, got the winner for Bournemouth with about 19 minutes to go. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of worried with us playing Leicester on Saturday. Obviously, a good few of the Eagle-Eyed football contingent will be going to the game. But part of me says they've only won one game all season. We're not the first team to gift them that win, so Charity Professional Football Club can't come back and do an absolute classic Charity Professional Football Club. But having said that, they are a good side, despite their position in the table and their lack of form, their lack of wins. They were pretty much decimated with squad players. They lost Schmeichel. They lost a few other players in the summer. But how they haven't sacked Rodgers is beyond me. And look, before we continue, Gary O'Neill at Bournemouth, fantastic to do the job he's done. A lot of people would have backed Bournemouth to be the whipping boys. And since that 9-0 hammering by Liverpool, Bournemouth have done an absolute madness. They've done bits. The credit to the Cherries on that one.
He's now unbeaten in. Gary O'Neill is unbeaten in his 5 games as interim boss. I'm gonna. Yeah, I hope so as well. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna borrow Rio Ferdinand's quote there. Give him the contract, let him write down a number, and make him sign it.
Oh no,
Gary O'Neill is doing a business there. He's doing great. So I think he certainly deserves that Bournemouth job. Should it be offered to him, and should he want it? because you never know. He might not want it. But so far, so good for Bournemouth. They are 8th in the table now. All the threes across their 9 games. 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Goal difference, obviously, still not looking good, but they are on 12 points. We'll move on to a game which I thoroughly enjoyed hearing this result. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Brighton 0. And granted that they may be in the top 10 at the moment, but thank you, Tottenham. Thank you.
Normal service has resumed, people, because
Yes.
Palace Twitter has been infected with begrudging praise to these lot, and thankfully, people have started to wake up from their sickness, because I don't want to see that. I don't go on Twitter for a reason, but mate, I weren't having it. Obviously, Tottenham had a disallowed goal. Son was offside. Hell of a strike, but Brighton lost. So normal service has resumed.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly to the next game.
Do just want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
Thing, if we go back to the Brighton game, and that is, I think, speaking as a Palace fan, that my thoughts and prayers go out to Enoch Mwepu, because he was forced to retire, if you haven't heard, due to a hereditary heart condition, and was told that if he played at that level, he would be facing serious cardiac arrest. And it is really, really sad when any player of any age has to retire due to health concerns. So we here at Eagle Eyed Football recognise that he's chosen to put his well-being for his family ahead of his career, and we wish him well.
We've already seen that with Fabrice Muamba. So
yes, we have. We've seen that with Christian. We've seen it with Christian Eriksen as well. We do not ever want to see someone collapse on a pitch.
No, we don't want that.
We will move on now,
but we don't want to be seeing that, because listen, football is just a new game. It's not life and death. Pardon. Chelsea 3, Wolves 0. Standard Chelsea win, really. I mean, they got the 3 points. Wolves, to be fair, they're in a bit of disarray. They sacked the manager. Wasn't the right decision. Time will tell. But got the job done in the end. 3 points for Chelsea, and Graham Potter's got 2 from 2 in the Prem. Fair play to him.
He is. I'm going to do it. Nate, you're going to cringe. I'm going to do it. What kind of Hogwarts magic is he using at that club? What is he doing?
Oh dear.
Has he got them all Nimbus 2000s? What is he doing? Has he got some? He's got Professor Snape making up some potions, man. Because ever since he's taken over, Chelsea have looked like a well-oiled machine. But Kai Havertz getting a goal, Christian Pulisic even getting a goal, and Armando Broja getting a goal as well for a 3-0 win over the Wolves, which makes sure Chelsea stay 4th, just above Manchester United.
Moving on to the game we definitely want to talk about.
Oh, he's Eze like Sunday morning, isn't he?
Boy, you should have known by now. Eze does it.
Oh my God, I'm trying
on that one.
That is good. I think that's going to be my FPL team name next season, because I've got easy like Ivan Toney, who did actually score. So, but Eze like Sunday morning, yeah, coming up. But I'm not having watched the fan cams. We don't need to go over it. It was a shocking first half. We acknowledge that. Hell, even Dexter had his notes on. So there we go. We can't. he's gone. He's gone. So some poor defending leads to a Leeds opener, but odds on Edouard and was piss off. That was never offside. I'm sorry. Put one in the sweat cam. Sorry. That was never offside. Wasn't even close.
No, well, it wasn't given anyway. But it's one of those where they have to check it for some bizarre reason.
It's Palace. Let's give them a bit of fear. Let's scare them. Stop it. Stop it, okay? It's not healthy being a Palace fan. We don't need
You
this.
must know, right? That the finger was hovering over no goal. And then he realized, no, wait, if I do this, I'm genuinely going to be investigated. So no.
I'm gonna harken back to the Aston Villa goal that we scored against them. And if Martin's watching, he's gonna kill me for that.
Oh, don't worry.
That
We'll
move.
time, mate.
That move from Mitchell to Zaha, was it Mitchell, Zaha, Mateta? Yeah.
Wilf, Mitchell, Wilf, Mateta for the Villa.
Yeah.
Goal, yeah.
And it happened again. Exact same goal, different goal scorer, but exact same move. The flick, the sheer audacity of Wilfried Zaha just to be like, just flick it on Ebe and Ebere Eze. This is why he is my favourite Palace player. Not to mention he plays in the same position that I used to play in, so it's kind of natural.
Lie. The run, the I think it was Aronson made for Leeds' goal. I'm just like, really? We're like Red CFC. The defense just got split open properly. It was so bad. Like, defensively speaking, you're looking at it and thinking, Jesus, you've got a Putney bus garage between our defense. That's how bad it was. Right? Now, credit to Pascal Struijk getting the rebound because Aronton's unlucky to hit the post. But Patrick Bamford, Ice Top FC, Vanilla Ice. Let's talk about this Troldo-looking MFR. I've heard for time from Leeds fans about how he's a better player than Zaha. You sure about that? Zaha would have scored that. Bamford.
Is this a hot take by Nate? Nate's doing a hot take. Leeds fans. This is not me. Okay.
Agenda's wrong with Leeds fans because they're crying about VAR and referees and the lot. What about Dan James' tackle on Joel Ward last season? They said, oh, that's a proper tackle. Well, Decore's challenge was a red card. I'm man enough to admit that. But
yeah, it was. Yeah,
VAR
it was.
and the ref didn't give it. So stop crying your heart out. Shout out Oasis. But no, listen. The ball from Elise to Edouard, cracking ball.
Oh, yeah.
Cracking ball. But I'm not going to lie. At 1-1, I was just waiting for the inevitable Leeds 90th minute winner.
Do you know, right? So as this game was going on, I was at work, and then I just get a okay, Tomori, okay, Agent Tomori there. So yeah. I'm at work, and then I just get a buzz, like for a text alert for a goal, and then I'm running around my arena. I'm running. But yeah, 2-1 win, which sends Crystal Palace into 15th place. With the game in hand, yet to play. We are joint 14th, technically, only behind Leeds by 1 goal on the difference. 2 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. I will take this. Granted, I know. Oh, we want to be in the top 10. Nah, not yet. Let's lull everyone into a false sense of security.
With Luka Milivojevic still playing for us. People are dreaming, mate. They're dreaming.
Leave him. Right.
We've got
Everton.
We've got Benny Hill in midfield, and people are saying we're going to finish in the top 10. Nah, I'm not having it. Not having it.
Everton 1, Manchester United 2. The talk of the town is he has joined the 700 club. Cristiano Ronaldo, the Sioux, did it. But not before Alex Iwobi, who remembers him, scores a 5th-minute goal. But then 10 minutes later, 3 in 3. If he is not in your FPL team already, put him in. Anthony is a baller. I'm calling it now. He's not baller of the week for me, but wow, he's doing the business for Ten Hag. And of course, Man United needed to answer this. They desperately needed to win. I'm still not going to give them praise. I'm still going to lambast them because, I'm sorry, you beat Everton. You beat Frank Lampard.
To be fair, though, Nicky, I will say they did what we couldn't do. at Goodison Park, and that's beat Lampard at Goodison because we failed to do that. So let's not.
We never beat Everton at Goodison though. I can't even remember the last time we even did that.
It's been a while, to be fair, but yeah.
There we go.
Anyway,
I'm sure someone will put it in the comments.
Let's get the formality game out of the way because there's just no point in even remotely trying to talk about this team because it's just formalities at this point with Manchester City. We may as call Haaland. The guy is inevitable, bro. That's all it is. Haaland's inevitable. It doesn't matter what you could park half of England in front of him. He's still scoring.
Haaland is Thanos. Confirmed.
Insane. He's just collecting the Infinity Stones.
Goal. Except not tonight because he was left on the bench. And Man City actually drew a game. Oh my God. They're not. That's so much for winning all your Champions League games, City fans. But no.
It's a good job Pep doesn't have any hair because he'd be tearing his hair out at this result, to be honest.
Cancelo, Foden, Mahrez, and Haaland getting all 4 goals there. But then we're going to go up. We're going to move over to the East Coast. We're going to move over to Newcastle, and they.
Yeah, Neil, you're spot on with that.
Yes, you are spot on.
Big up to that man, Dan. Looking forward to. Oh, sorry there, Dan.
I was reading that.
City will win everything this season. They'll be the first team to do the quadruple, I reckon, and go unbeaten. Go unbeaten? I don't think so. Win the quadruple if Liverpool couldn't do it. And to be fair, City have had a crack at doing it, and they only got 3 out of 4. So, and this is before Haaland. City did it. So,
I need to think. Out of all the Champions League teams, who's that will be a talking point for a Get Amped episode. I think that's worthy of a Get Amped. Brentford didn't even turn up. They got a goal. They got a consolation through Ivan Toney. So thank you very much for keeping my FPL name alive and well. 5-1. Eddie Howe.
Baptism. Brentford got baptized. Put it that way.
Yes, they did. Bruno, I'm going to butcher his name. Bruno Guimaraes. I hope I got that right. Getting a brace.
Well, hold on, Nick. Dan's girlfriend's Brazilian, so Dan should know how to correctly pronounce that. But Dan's not on the stream, but hopefully he'll be able to correct you on that one. So anyway, go ahead.
Murphy getting a 28th minute goal. Ivan Toney fires back and puts a dent into the clean sheet of Nick Pope. And then he scores again. Miguel Almiron's alive. There we go. Got it. As I hit my microphone. So, and then an own goal just to send those long, weary travellers home. Unhappy. Pinnock with a 90th minute own goal. That's going to butcher your Saturday, isn't it?
Well, that's annoying, but we'll go from a fairly uncomfortably long journey back down to London for Brentford to a relatively short one between West Ham and Fulham. But 1 second, Nixie says, to be fair, if he wasn't from Rio, then you'd be spot on, Nicky.
Woo, go me.
So, no worries on that one. Let's talk about this London derby. West Ham against
Fulham. Fulham, what have you done? This was a cakewalk for West Ham. I know Fulham scored first. But West Ham, as soon as they just turned it on, everyone knows what I mean by it. They just cheeky. Jared Bowen getting a penalty. Skamaka again, and probably the funniest striker in the Premier League today, Mikel Antonio, rounding it all off and earning West Ham a London derby win. Looks like East London at the moment reigning supreme in that little battle. But what surprises me is the positions that those two teams are in. Following that, it's still strange to think that Fulham are in 9th. Hello, Niall. And West Ham are 13th. Yeah. All downhill after that. And Marco Silva was reportedly absolutely, well, you would be. He was absolutely livid with his players following that poor performance. And on to the next, methinks.
Actually, I forgot to mention this game, so I'll just quickly add it now because I genuinely forgot all about it. We still have to talk about Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. So just bear
No, we
with me.
don't.
Yeah,
No,
we do.
no, we really don't, because it was the most boring game of the Premier League so far.
I know.
This was dire. This was more dire than watching charity professional football club, mate. I would rather
I wouldn't go that
watch
far.
that. No,
wouldn't go that
it was that bad. It was that bad.
No,
Two terrible teams.
Nicky, charity professional football club is Sunderland at home in 2017. So it wasn't as bad as that. Let me assure you.
Nah.
That's a bit of a reach.
Nah, this game was the worst game of the Premier League so far. I hated it. And that's not a slight against these two teams. It's against their style of play.
So,
And I hated it. This was dreadful. But Monday Night Football again proves it will give you surprises. Ashley Young, he is alive and well, and he scores a screamer of a goal. And absolutely spectacular goal. I will give him that. Absolutely stunning strike. That's all I've got to say.
okay, so we'll get rid of that. Let's get a quick update on the Eagle-Eyed Football FPL.
The last time I checked, Ryan Shergold's lead has been knocked down. He's got challenges. And I can safely say, Nate, you have moved up places. Congratulations, you are on that magical number. You are 69th placed, my friend. Congratulations, you win. But nevertheless, JC has absolutely blitzed it. He is leading the channel, followed by Rich, and then myself. It was not a good weekend for me, nor was it good, but it was a good weekend on predictions for me. I got a lot of good results there and 2 correct scores, so I'm happy about that.
So, Nicky, in other words, there's a way of saying
big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
See now, I was hoping that if I won FPL, and that's a massive if, I could do a stream where I could be like, here, Nick, here's your trophy for winning FPL. Thanks, Nick. Hooray. I'd just do some really terrible comedy. But no, it doesn't look like I'm going to be doing that.
If you're JC.
Big man thing, yeah. It's looking good, bruv.
Let's not go there. I think I fired some shots last week. I'm not going to be doing it this week, especially considering you might be jumping on.
Congratulating for doing well on FPL. Hold up a second.
Oh, sorry.
See, this is how people realize that your attention span is the size of a peanut. You literally weren't paying attention to the thing at all.
Well, it's much like your brain, underdeveloped. And now he's just gone. We were praising you. We were praising you.
You got praise for doing well in FPL, JC. It's not that deep, boss.
Just say thank you. That's all you need to do.
Milan near Chelsea too.
You're happy. You. Why do I get the feeling that you're going to be happy about that, Nate? Just a teeny tiny bit.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But let's talk about the Premier League table and fly through it. Let's talk about the top of the league because it's Arsenal, Man City in the front, Chelsea and Tottenham. Nicky,
Tottenham, Chelsea.
Table.
So, as there is the top four, the next from 5th down to 10th, it is Manchester United holding ahead with Newcastle United right behind them and Brighton behind them. Moving on, it is the arguably better South Coast team. Bournemouth in 8th, Fulham in 9th, and I'm laughing. It's crazy to think this. Liverpool, after 8 games, are in 10th. Fun. Nate, give us 11 to 15.
So, Brentford are top of the bottom half of the league. We then have Everton, West Ham United, Leeds United, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and Southampton, who are in 17th. And in the bottom 3 are 3 Midlands clubs, with Wolves from the West Midlands, and then Nottingham Forest and Leicester from the East Midlands. And I'm not going to lie, knowing that Leicester have us next, I'm hoping to God they do another in the second half performance on Saturday because that would be helpful. But
would be.
Let's talk about baller of the week.
Baller of the week for me. I'm gonna give it to Bukayo Saka. 2 great goals. And certainly has shown that, hey, I'm here. I'm still aware. I'm still here. Gareth Southgate, put me in your team. So yeah, Bukayo Saka is going to be it for me. 2 good goals for him. I'm not going to give it to anybody else. That's my choice.
I mean, Saka's definitely within a shout, but purely because the last time he scored a goal against Leeds at Selhurst Park, there were no fans. And the way he took this, giving Melie no chance at all, I got to go with our boy Everett Eze. I will fully admit, without bias, that Saka had a great game against Liverpool, but I'm giving it to Eze. But honourable mention to Saka. Now, Brick of the Week.
You go first for this one. I did baller. You did brick.
Part of me wants to give it to Jordan Henderson because, as captain of Liverpool Football Club, you should know better than to get involved in petty little squabbles on the pitch and what have you. Apparently, he said something a little bit blue to Gabriel Magalhaes. So I'm not remotely saying that that's a good thing, but I can't look past Brendan Rodgers because I think the Leicester owners are way too loyal to him. Any other owner in the Premier League with a slight hint of ambition would have got rid of him. The players aren't responding to him. I think he's lost the dressing room. So I'm going with Brendan Rodgers.
Brendan Rodgers for you. Me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have a bit of a link into our next topic.
We got Brush.
Hello, Brush.
The brick of the week should be VAR.
It's not going to be a West Ham.
It's subjective. People are going to either agree or disagree. So,
Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard, your brick of the week.
Steven Gerrard, because Aston Villa just seem like they're coasting at the moment. You know, he came in and he did so very well to put them where they were last season, but this season it just seems like Mr. JC, welcome sir. So it's Steven Gerrard for me.
JC, before we can start, just make sure that mouse and the mad button is not anywhere near you. We don't want to repeat.
My hands are off the mouse.
He said that.
it's you guys' show, so I'm just a guest today. I'm just gonna sit back.
We're subbing you in for Tariq because unfortunately he is not well. So we've got a substitution.
No, do I need to be an Arsenal fan? Arteta out.
No. What's happened is Tariq's done a one-size-fits-all. He's sick. No. We know Tariq has his migraine, so obviously Tariq was better. But Rodgers or Gerrard, who gets sacked first? Hopefully, it's not the Northern Irishman before we play Leicester on Saturday.
Sod's law. You said it now.
No.
No. I'm going to go with Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers, even though I know I chose Steven Gerrard for Brick of the Week, I think it is going to be Rodgers. Yeah, he's like, out of nowhere.
Sorry, Hamza, but get amped. Watershed settings. Under you can't be getting on get amped with the watershed anymore, mate. Just popped up like bread and some stuff.
No, can we not? Can we just not abuse JC? Can we not? Can we just leave him for just a moment? Anyway, Brendan Rodgers should get the sack first because, as you said, Nate, it does look like he's lost the dressing room. I really don't know what to say other in his defence. I don't know. Maybe the Leicester board sees something that we don't. Maybe behind the scenes there is something positive going on in the training fields or in the boardroom or something. Or maybe it's a lack of... Who would you go in for to replace Brendan Rodgers with that team? There's not really that many names available. I mean, Steve Bruce is available.
I wouldn't wish Steve Bruce on my worst enemy. Put it that way. So that would be a bit harsh, but it's one of them. Wait 1 second. The chairman saying just sack Fat Frank just for the hell of it. No.
Imagine.
You try to say to me, he's doing all the time. I'm like, what? Nah, brother.
Oh no.
JC, you definitely need to get some proper editing done on Rich's fan cam on Saturday.
Mate, I'm not doing fan cams at away match.
Well, we'll see. Let's talk about Klopp's 7-year itch because it's gone proper Pete Tong for Liverpool, hasn't it? I mean, you look at drawing with Fulham, Palace, Brighton, losing to Arsenal, losing to Man United. I mean, arguably, this fits Liverpool perfectly.
Man thing, it's not looking good, Bev. It's not looking good.
I do like how when you play that video, it just completely took out JC. Oh, that was... Damn.
We're just going to go for the
Man thing, it's not looking good, Bev. It's not looking good.
That was deserved. That was deserved. No, 100%. That was deserved. I set myself up for that one. Klopp's 7-year itch.
I've got the power as well.
You got to remember, he's got control of this as well as me. So.
Yes, I'm not in control today. 7 years? Has it really been 7 years for him? It does not feel like it. God, it does not feel like it. It does not feel like it's been 7 years. But I don't want it to be over for Jurgen Klopp. I really like him. He's one of my favourite managers. As not even for his history at Borussia Dortmund. The guy just sometimes will coast. I know I've used that term too much. I feel like this is a transitional period for Liverpool because no Mane. What you gonna do? Nada.
No Luis Diaz either because he's got
no Luis Diaz is out until after the World Cup.
The German, his teeth are magnificent.
But it's mad though. Man's teeth are just always.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are in desperate. I think they have been in desperate need for a midfield rebuild in many a year right now,
Mhm.
because I reckon that their slump this year is because of the disappointment of their transfer window, because they had Chouameni done, wrapped up. He's done his medical, he's done this, he's done that. And then he just turns around and goes to Real Madrid, because any rational player would do that. You'd choose Real Madrid over Liverpool, wouldn't you? But I think that they've needed a midfield rebuild in many a year now, because Thiago's not getting any younger. Kate is a flop. Henderson's a racist. Well, he's not a racist, but there's allegations going about it.
He's done a madness. James Milner and Jordan Henderson are in Liverpool's midfield in 2022.
Yeah, Henderson's not getting any younger. Their best midfielder is probably Milner right now. He's not getting any younger. They need to freshen up that midfield at least. And I think because they're not playing as well as they normally do, which means they're not controlling the ball anymore, are they? And with them not controlling the ball, guess what? You're going to see other teams attacking more. So you're going to see Van Dijk have to defend more. And guess what? We're starting to find out he's not actually as good of a defender as we think he is. Maybe it's probably because of him, his injury. Maybe he's lost a little bit of pace. Maybe he's lost a little bit of awareness with that injury. And also, if they're attacking more, you're going to see Trent get violated a lot more. And that's exactly what we've seen so far this season.
Yeah. Completely agree.
Not to mention, let's be honest, their best midfielder is their right back, because everybody loves to attack. Oh, Wan-Bissaka can't attack, but Trent can't defend. So where's, you know what I'm saying? By all means, big up Wan-Bissaka for not being a good attacking right back. But that's the Hodgson effect. I ain't got Hodgson. Of course he can't attack. Yeah, boy, Hodgson was his man over at Crystal Palace. But,
I'd beg to differ with that. I thought he was pretty good when going forward for us, in my opinion.
Yeah, I will agree on that one, because he would always be able to run ahead and do an overlap with whatever winger he was paired up with, and then the reverse would happen when the defending came in. So I think that's a little harsh on AWB there.
Yeah, I always remember him having a very good low-driven cross into the box, because I distinctly remember when I was at Burnley and he did that, and Batshuayi just one time finished that straight in the top corner. I think that's probably one of the best technically struck goals I've ever seen.
Well, the reason I say that is because I remember distinctly, what was the one thing Wan-Bissaka was known for? Last-ditch tackles. Why was there last-ditch tackles? Because he's gone halfway up the pitch like Van Aanholt used to do, and had to compensate and try and run back. Now, luckily, for the most part, Wan-Bissaka had Townsend behind him when he was going full speed ahead. So I do see what you guys are saying. But remember, Wan-Bissaka's been getting all this hate from the media about how he can't attack and the whole lot of it. We've seen him attack, so I'm not remotely saying he can't attack. But in terms of put the two of them side by side, and you're seeing there's a complete different style of attacking.
Perhaps, but I think that comes with the territory of playing for a team that is one of the teams that are going to be constantly in the media light. Manchester United have got the media spotlight 100% more than Crystal Palace do. We know Aaron Wan-Bissaka much more better than the media do. The media have just seen him and immediately judged him. It's like, oh, okay, he's got a £50 million price tag. Boom. Overrated. Bang. Straight away.
Look, the media are going to say that because they said the same about Zaha.
Yeah. We are getting off topic, though.
No, but the media ran the narrative about Zaha with Januzaj. And look who's still in the Prem and look who isn't. So that's what I'm trying to say. Look, I get it. Wan-Bissaka's not bad going forward, but the comparisons between him and Trent were all about, oh, Wan-Bissaka can't attack, but Trent can't defend. He can't. Man was losing dreadlocks more than he was losing his man. So You know what I'm saying? The comparison, there's a reason why Trent's not the first choice for the England team. Despite the fact that he's a great free kick taker and the whole nine works of it. But England are stacked at right back. But anyway, Klopp's 7-year itch. I mean, it's not looking good. Because you got to remember...
Big man thing, yeah? It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
All right, enough of that. But to wrap up, we'll quickly touch on Mikel Arteta. Now, obviously, I was hoping Tariq would be on here to give us the Arsenal insight on this. Obviously, Arteta's become a bit of an Amazon Prime meme and the whole 9 yards of it for drawing a heart and a brain holding hands and all that sort of carry on. But all those Arsenal fans that were dissing him, now they're loving him. Isn't it funny how football works, where if you give a manager time and the right amount of time to get things right, lo and behold, things go well. But the second that it doesn't go well, manager out this, manager out that. We could have easily switched on Vieira last season when we were on a pretty poor run of form. We all thought, no, we're not going to jump because of a couple of bad results. And towards the end, granted, the FA Cup run kind of saved it a bit because that was a bit of a distraction from some patchy league form. But Arteta constantly gets, crapped on by the Arsenal fans, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
we're still playing 9 of the players who started in the Champions League final against Spurs. That's 3 years ago now.
Says a lot.
Sorry. Yeah, 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, says a lot. I think at the moment, Arteta is playing some of the best. Well, Arteta's team is playing some of the best football in the league, and that has been evident with Arsenal's league position. So I think at the moment he deserves praise. Whether he can sustain is the question. We know Pep can sustain this style of football with Manchester City. The question now is, can Arteta do the same with Arsenal and his brand of football? This is what makes watching Arsenal this season really exciting for me, is that they actually seem like the well-oiled machine that they should be or should have been before. This is good. It just needs a few finishing touches. I'd say they're maybe 95% of the way there. That extra 5% is just dealing with squad depth. Because, as we said earlier in the show, if injuries occur, you're screwed.
Yeah, 100%. JC, anything to add?
No, not really. Just, I guess, putting the point across that you said and that I made a joke about earlier. It's just last year and the year before that, Arsenal fans didn't want to know who Arteta was. They wanted him out. They wanted Allegri in, this, that, this. Look, they gave him time. You can't spend that much time under Pep and not pick up something. And for all them people that thought him playing park the bus football is what he learned from Pep, that is so wrong. He just tried to get through with what he had, the players that he had, and that was the only way he could do it. And now they're just seeing the benefits. I think out of all the big teams, they've probably not invested as much. I'd say, if anything, they've done it on the cheaper side of the big six as well, which is another credit to Arteta and the scouting team that they've got, that he's doing such a good job on, in the big six's eyes, on not very much money.
Yeah, for definite. Well, that's pretty much it, really. There's not much else to add. So with that being said, we'll probably wrap it up there. But first and foremost, stay tuned for the Leicester preview, which I believe is Thursday. Am I right, JC?
I think so, yeah.
Because I know that we got contacted to do a preview on Friday, but I'm actually on my way to England on Friday, so I won't be around.
God help us.
Hey, look, it's going to be worse when I have to go suffer with you over here, so don't worry about that.
It's fair.
Yeah, trust me. Plus, Martin definitely has a bone to pick with you, so you know what I'm saying? Just watch yourself.
What have I done? What have I done?
You'll see. No, but more importantly, people, Sweet. So Dan says that the tickets for the game have come. That's sweet. That's awesome. I'm not looking forward to that train journey on Saturday morning. That's going to be a nightmare, but we'll get through it. So Leicester preview. Then there's a couple of other things we're going to have to do over the weekend if we survive the weekend, that is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. There may be blood. But also we've got Wolves on the Tuesday. That's going to be fun.
2 wins. I see 2 wins there. 6 points. Thank you very much. Lovely. You heard it here first.
Confidence is admirable, but I hope to God we don't get stung by that.
I'm sort of happy. I had a look and I remember that Leeds fan that sort of ripped Nicky a new one last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
They haven't posted nothing, so I wanted to see if they would come back for seconds. So,
Oh yeah, no, because I heard he was saying why are these guys talking like gangsters? I went, gangsters. Has he ever heard a London gangster talk? They don't sound like they're from South London, mate. That's more East London and Bethnal Green kind of thing. But all right, mate, whatever. But look, he's probably still crying about the foul on Decore, and I put it to a Leeds fan about the tackle that Dan Jones made on Ward. Yeah, but he was going for the ball. He was nowhere near the ball, mate.
I think it was harsh. I think it was very harsh on Leeds not to give that as a second yellow, but I think that the ref might have been a bit premature with his first yellow, which is why he didn't give it.
But hey, look, let the Leeds fans cry, because it's very amusing seeing them cry over it, because they're saying, "Oh, we never get these decisions." Welcome to the Premier League. You've got to be a member of the club for about 5 years before you start getting dodgy decisions going in your favour.
Yeah, we still don't get them.
Hang on. We've been here for nearly 10 years. When are our dodgy decisions coming?
We've had a few over the years, Nicky.
Yeah, but not this season. We've been
that Grealish goal a couple of years ago. That was proper dodgy. That was proper dodgy. But that wasn't even VAR. That was the ref. He blew up, so we can't even talk about VAR of that one.
Yeah. So Dan saying, according to Northerners, Cockneys stretch from Essex down to Brighton. Yeah, no.
Yes, well.
There's a rule on that one. If it's within the bells of Bow, Cockney. Not the bells of Bow, not a Cockney. That's why none of us are Cockneys. But
there
Newcastle this season, we got away with one. Let's be real. We did get away with that one.
Yeah. I'll say that. Yeah. Anyway, this has been episode 4, A New Hope for Arsenal. For the Premier League review show, we will be back next week on a Tuesday where Palace are playing. Oh God, it's a double header. Oh no, just clocked what that means. It's midweek games. It's a double header week. Nate, we're gonna be busy next week.
We'll have to reschedule it for Wednesday more than likely. So.
Oh, Premier League, why do you do this to me? We will be back for episode 5. I'm gonna name it now. The Tuesdays Strike Back. So that's poor. That's terrible. So we will, of course, let you know where you can find each and every one of us. But before we do, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because I don't think we have something set for 2K, but it would be nice. But stay tuned and find out what that will be as you press that big red button. JC, where can they find you?
I'm not ready for this today.
You have to get off. You have to get off the step ladder.
All right. So the at is here. Yeah, and then you'll find me that's my Twitter at. My Instagram is just my name. So if you know where you want to find me, I'm there.
No, that's horrible. Oh dear, right. You can find me here at for Twitter. It's also on Twitch at Saint of Selhurst Twitch, and on Instagram, Saint of Selhurst. Yeah, that's it from me.
As per usual, Eagle-Eyed Nate, always talking ish on Eagle-Eyed Football. You can find us here always talking ish. And oh boy, it's going to be a big week ahead for Palace. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.
Questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told JC, Nate and Rich that good times are coming, no need for deep diving. Van Cam's reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South stay flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.